the Scourge Cruiser Sprue. When it comes to the Scourge Cruiser Sprue, I decided that I wanted to have a Chimera. So that has an interesting attachment that goes below, and that makes a different ship than any other body because of where that attaches. So I decided to do one of that because who doesn't like troop ships? And I'm going to build a Sphinx with the normal weapon options here, and it is able to make a Shenlong with just adding the D1 part on top. So this little thing is the difference between the Sphinx cruiser and the Shenlong heavy cruiser. So I can easily paint this up and either place it just on top, or if I have to add a tiny blue tack or something, and then that gives me two different options. And then for the last two, I'm just going to build two Strix. They have another front piece, and it just makes two light cruisers. And they're group 2-3, so this way I have at least a playable light cruiser group, and having a cruiser or heavy cruiser and a troop ship makes sense. It's a little bit lighter than I would love. I considered doing an Ifrit Raiju conversion like this one. It's the same type of thing, just with a different weapon option. But and I would love to maybe get a Hydra, the fleet carrier. But as far as the first four go, I'm gonna do the Chimera, a Sphinx, and two Strix. For the Scourge cruisers, I decided to build a Chimera for having a troop ship, and I went with a Sphinx with the option of just placing that little extra piece down to represent a Shenlong. That's the only difference between the Sphinx and the Shenlong, is just that D1 addition. So if I paint that, I can just place it on, maybe with some blue tack if I need to. Just wanted something as a heavy cruiser option. The Ifrit Raiju also has that option where it's just an added thing here, but I only had 4 to build, and you have to group 2 to 3 the Strix. So group 2 on the Strix, I built 2 of those, and in the future I could see building another Chimera, so I have more troop ship option, an Ifrit so I could do the Raiju swap over, another Strix to make that a full group, and a Hydra. So there's some options, but I figured this would be the best starting force when I only had 4 cruisers to build. So I would love to expand this to have more options, but for now I have these ones. Subscribe if you haven't, so that you don't miss any future videos. I also want to thank my patrons and supporters for making these videos possible. And until next time, I hope you find your bit of bliss.